Eleanor, don't do that.
I work as
I'll
an
be
officer
accused of beating
in the
you.
Swedish Navy, so I know what I'm talking about. P1000, P950 and P900. None of those cameras are allowed to be used in the armed forces of Sweden. The reason...
Can anybody translate this for me, please?
Is my English so bad?
He's saying, I'm in pain, please help me.
No, I'm not saying that. Let me give a quick explanation of this video. This is from Nathan's live, and it's a reaction on the April Fools that me and 9 other debunkers published that day. It's obvious that Nathan didn't understand it.
Talking about P1000, P950 and P900. None of those cameras are allowed to be used in the armed forces of Sweden.
None of them are allowed to be used in the armed forces of Sweden. I couldn't understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
that guy is the biggest heap of rubbish.
So, according to Brian's not-so-logic, I am the biggest piece of rubbish. I wonder why.
Ever. I questioned him, I've asked him a few choice questions about the sextant, because he's supposed to be a naval captain, right, in the Swedish Navy. And about 2 years ago or more, and he couldn't answer them. And I said, "Oh, you're not much of an expert, are you?"
That was not a good start, Brian. First of all, you're lying. And I have replied. Often I have addressed videos that shows how you use a sextant in the real life, and I have also made videos addressed to you where I showed the books that we have used when I was trained in navigating with a sextant in the Swedish Armed Forces. I have shown pictures from the book, and none of those, the videos I showed you and the book I showed you, none of them agrees with your silly claims regarding sextants.
Right, and after that, he's attacking me all the time. He's always making videos and adding me in and all the rest of it.
And that's what my channel is about, pointing and laughing at stupidity. And yes, Brian, you are stupid. You know nothing about navigation.
And he even tried in recent times to give me a challenge. Who do these people think they are handing out these challenges?
I have given Brian not-so-logic the opportunity to navigate from UK to Ireland, and I will pay for it all. I will link the original video where I go through all the details regarding that. And it's quite obvious that Brian is too scared to accept my offer. Reason be that he know nothing about navigation in real life.
Right? The challenge was how was for me to navigate from Ireland to England. I mean,
and he's wrong again. You would take the ferry from Ireland to Holyhead and then navigating back to Ireland.
That wouldn't take much. Just the UK. It doesn't have to even be England.
How far is it? Could you swim it?
Plan was to use a boat.
Oh, the closest point I think is 13 miles between Scotland and the north of Ireland.
But the plan is to go from Holyhead to Dublin.
But, I mean, it's about 40 miles from the southeast of Ireland over.
It's roughly 50 nautical miles.
Well, all you have to do is basically head east or whatever.
You would have to plan the trip using paper charts, sextant and a compass.
You know what I mean? You'd be grand.
Reason is
You're
very
going to run into
simple.
the UK eventually.
I was going to say you can see it sometimes, right?
So according to Nathan Genius Oakley, you sometimes can see shore to shore 50 nautical miles.
Yeah, you can see Ireland from the UK and you see the UK from Ireland.
Okay, now I get it. Brian knows that he don't know how to use a sextant in real life, so instead he would use mountains and other high things to navigate. Oh dear.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, this is not any, like, it's not, like, I don't know if he understands, if he's ever looked at a map.
At sea we navigate using charts and not maps, and yes, I have been in that area, and yes, I have been at sea in that area, and I have navigated there. You haven't, Brian.
But Ireland and England are basically almost like in the UK, basically are parallel to each other. Like, if you go in a straight line, once you leave the port and stay in a straight line, you can't not run into the UK. And the same if you're coming back. You can't not run into Ireland.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to avoid not hitting it if you're heading for Liverpool or something, right?
Those two fools are really stupid. The task wouldn't be find Ireland. It would be find us the course and navigate to a specific point. A harbour, a lighthouse, a boy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only way you not hit Ireland is if you left in a straight line from the north of Scotland or something, or the south of England.
Right.
But from Ireland, any direction I go, I'm going to hit the UK. Do you know what I mean? I can't not, once I'm heading in that general direction, I can't not hit it. Even if I end up at Cornwall, it's still the UK. Do you know what I mean? It's, like, I don't know what this guy was thinking, as if this is some kind of super challenge that I'm going to take time out of my life to do. I could just get the ferry over, buddy.
Is Brian a bigger fool that I thought he was, or is he afraid for my challenge? Because it wasn't, can you get yourself to UK? Oh dear, I use a ferry. I was planning to pay for your ferry from Dublin to Holyhead and pick you up with a boat, and you will be in charge for the navigation back to Ireland. And I described this very, very well in my video, and I know that you have seen it. As I mentioned, the challenge for Brian is in a video that I have linked in the description. I described it very well, and I have reminded him in comments time after time about this, but he haven't given me any serious answers to this. He wanted me to send him money instead of buying a ferry ticket from Ireland to Holyhead, and a lot of nonsense. And in this reply to me, he lies. I have answered his questions about sixtens with pointing him to great information in the subjects. I don't see any meaning in making videos about sixtens to convince this fool about how it works, because he don't know anything about sixtens, and there are very good videos out there about sixtens, and several debunkers have made excellent videos in this subject. Brian is afraid. He don't want to navigate with me because he knows that he is not capable of using a sextant. And when it comes to Nathan Oakley, the same goes for that fool. He knows nothing about navigation. So, this was all I had for you to this time. Be back soon. Have a nice day. Bye.